because there is a little something I've hid from you guys for a long time, involving Miss Guinevere here. And I will show you with a simple thing. You can actually kill her. No, she went down relatively easily. But so, we've defeated that Guinevere we met and we've been talking to was actually an illusion created by Gwyndolin. And also, another fact that you'll find here: all of Anor Londo is now in twilight. Sunlight itself was actually an illusion as well as pretty much most of the enemies of this game, because you'll notice most of the giants you'll meet and some of the Silver Knights will actually be gone forever, as well as some of the Bat Demons, the Batwing Demons. So, down here, we're going to be facing off against a few of the Darkmoon. I believe they are pretty much Darkmoon Blades, basically, at least in NPC form. Since we have pretty much destroyed the illusion of they're going to try to silence us, but we're not going to let them, because we are Voltaire. We are the Abyss Sorcerer. And we will destroy all in our path. So pretty much, fighting us is a Balder and Berenique Knight, which is kind of cool. But, sadly, they both fall. They're rather actually simple when you can actually kill them, if you actually manage to get rid of one of them as soon as you can. The only real problem to them is if you're trying to fight them one-on-one. If you're trying to fight them together, they're actually kind of difficult just due to the fact that they're like a miniature Samoan Horse Fiend. The fact that one hits fast and the other hits slow, and that combination can kind of mess you up. But, down there at the stairs is the Darkmoon Knightess, the Bonfire Keeper of Anor Londo. She has moved from her spot, and mostly because she is going to try to get rid of you now, for we know too much.
So it was me, was it? How dare you produce this?
Now apparently I'm very bad at trying to do moonlight shockwaves at her. But it doesn't matter because she's dead. So yes, Gwyndolin is going to be our next target. Mostly because he decided he's wanting to get rid of us, so we're going to get rid of him. He's basically manipulated us in a way, assuming the form of his sister, or creating an illusion of his sister to try to convince us to link the fire. So, with him now dead, or with her illusion out of the way, we've learned the truth. We've learned the truth, basically, in his eyes. So he's going to get rid of us, since we're before we ruin his plans to help to keep his father's age alive. So for that matter, we're going to go even deep. We're going to go down even deeper into Anor Londo. I will say so pretty much we go down to a part of Anor Londo I intentionally left out when we first came here. For this is the Darkmoon Tomb. This is where, if you wanted to join the Covenant of the Darkmoon, this is the place to go. The main way to do so is there's two ways you can go down to the place where you need to go to the Covenant. This way is not the way to do it. You will actually keep Gwyndolin from ever talking to you ever. The real way to do it is there's a ring at a place that we haven't gone to yet that you can acquire and come down here, which will break the illusion. He will command you to halt and offer you to join his covenant to punish the guilty. Since we're technically guilty now, he's come to hunt us, but we are going to kill him. So yes, we fight off against Dark Sun Gwyndolin, the third and last born child of Gwyn. Few facts about Gwyndolin. He was actually born with an affinity of the moon, which was not considered a which was more considered a feminine trait. So Gwyn decided to raise Gwyndolin as a daughter. So he's kind of a Gwyndolin is kind of a frail, is kind of more ashamed of his frail appearance, as well as the fact that he has snakes for legs. So, as we fight him, we pretty much have to run towards him down an endless hallway, as he pretty much will shoot. He will try to attack us with arrows and magic, which comes in two varieties. One which is just a giant orb that you can just kind of move to the side, and this final other one, which is what I consider the more annoying aspect of him, in which it's kind of more a homing shot. This endless hallway you can actually apparently reach to the very end, but it's like, takes about 10 minutes or so to reach. But Gwyndolin himself is not that hard, honestly. Even my dark magic, even without dark magic, he's relatively simple. You just have to avoid you just have to pretty much hug the pillars for his homing moves and just keep moving in a sort of serpentine pattern to avoid his attacks, and you can just kill him off, like, without really much of a thought. But with that, Gwyndolin has fallen. We've defeated the last of Gwyndolin's. We've gotten rid of all that is of Gwyn's children, basically. If you're willing to go with if you're willing to believe the theory of Solaire possibly being the firstborn, and Guinevere pretty much already has left Lordran. We've pretty much destroyed the last of his family, basically, in essence. Never understood why this particular chest is empty, but it's just is. This chair pretty much is what Gwyndolin has been doing to kind of watch over the honorary tomb for his father, even though it's not the true case. But in this chest we get the miracle of the Sunlight Blade. I think this is one of the few miracles I've actually picked up. So, this Sunlight Blade is a miracle wielded by Lord Gwyn's firstborn. Boosts the right weapon with rays of sun. The power of sunlight, manifested as lightning, is very effective against dragons. When the eldest son was stripped of his deific status, he left this on his father's coffin, perhaps as a final farewell. So this is kind of implied that Gwyn wasn't actually the one who removed his son's deific status. It could be hinted that it was Gwyndolin actually who did so, which is kind of sad actually. And with this, we finally have and in this chest here is the brass set, which is the same armor that the Darkmoon Knight actually wields. And actually, let me see if I can get a whole. Yeah, here we go. The armor of the Darkmoon Knight is Firekeeper of Anor Londo. After becoming undead, she visited the Dark Sun Gwyndolin at the mausoleum of the Spiral Depths, and became a blade of the Darkmoon and assumed the firekeeping duty. She received this armor to hide her hideous form and helps hunt the guilty. And the reason why she apparently is called to have a hideous form is, if we can look at the Firekeeper, which is actually unique to her. Soul of the Darkmoon Knight is Firekeeper of Anor Londo. A Firekeeper's soul is a draw for humanity, and held within their bosoms, below just a thin layer of skin, are swarms of humanity that writhe and squirm. The brass armor serves to disguise this ghastly form. And pretty much two other Firekeepers that we know of, which one being Quaylag's sister and the other being Anastasia Vestora, also had some physical impediment, where Quaylag's sister is no longer is blind, and Anastasia, before we started her, was unable to speak due to her tongue being cut out. So, just a few interesting things there. And so we're going to use the soul of the Nidus to pretty much boost our SS once more. Get a nice solid +4. This is kind of a good. This is a good level. This is a good reinforcement level for you if you're doing kind of what I am, because it's going to guarantee to have the full effect to heal you and stuff. Anyway, guess I could just boot. Yeah, might as well just boot. No. Yeah, I guess I'll just boost my endurance for a bit till I guess 30 or so if I'm going to make it to that point. But I think with that, I'm gonna call this a session. So next time on Dark Souls Prepared by Edition, we're gonna go out to the last Lord Soul, which is the soul of Nito, the first of the dead. I've been Genesis013. Good day, everyone. Goodbye.